Peace, your vocal cords are shot. You're gonna need to be off the mic for at least 3 to 4 months.
Let's try this again. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan. The Human Torch was denied a bank loan.
How you feeling, Peach?
I feel good. I sound great.
Yeah, unfortunately it's gonna be another 3 to 4 months.
No, it's not.
Yeah, another 3 to 4 months.
No, that's incorrect. I will be speaking and talking immediately.
Great, 3 to 4 months.
1 day later.
Welcome, everybody, to Court Cousins, episode 32. My name is Kyle. I'm joined, as always, by my cousin, my co-host, Jason the Peesh. We've got a fantastic show today, Peesh. As always, we're going to check in with each other. We love each other. We're cousins for the Chuma Are You OKK check-in. Then Peesh will run down the recent games and talk about what I learned. We're going to have some conspiracy theories thrown in there about one Bol Bol. We've got a very exciting segment of Cousins Court with Al and Anthony from the OZone stopping by, so don't miss that. We'll then, of course, go into social media roundup a little later in the show. See how you like that. And, of course, our bets for Court Cousins Championship. You better not leave after that, though, because then it's the large ending to finish it off.
So large.
So large. You got to check it out. But before we get into any of that hijinks, we do have to shout out all of our All-Stars and Second Cousins tier on our Patreon. Please give it up for Rafael Perez, Breadhead, Wally Akbar, Al, Bernie Pichet, Matthew Bell, Dan Young, Gloria and Damien, Yachty, Connor, and the Polish Wonder.
Here come the magic.
It's a great announcer voice, Peach. I think, if it ever doesn't work
calling.
out with the facilities management stuff, I know you're on a good track with that right now, doing big things, but I don't know. I feel like,
Yeah,
you're going to have to revisit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least I'm around the game.
So as we do every month, if you're on the Patreon for even just $5 for that tier, helping us to meet some of our goals, improving the show, you're already entered in to win a jersey every single month. And this month's jersey contest winner is a new Patreon, Mr. TV. Congratulations, sir.
Mr. TV has been dropping into our live streams when we're watching the games. We've also been doing some wrap-ups. We're kind of expanding the game a little. It's fun.
Yeah, we're trying to interact with people in more spaces because we know maybe this long-form podcast style isn't what everyone loves, and maybe you're enjoying a live stream. So if you do, make sure you're subscribing and checking that out. The subscriptions are really helpful. We're on the march right now to 1,000 subscribers, which is huge for us because it will, make you have to watch the ad that you're going to click through after 5 seconds. But we'll get like 2 cents, and that's big, and that's something. So it'll help.
When people are giving their opinion, it's called their 2 cents for a reason. It does matter. So
there you go. And, doesn't cost you anything to please click that subscribe, click that like. And we've got a little extra incentive for you as we're getting into the beginning of this basketball season now. We're well into it. We've been doing a prize pack giveaway every single episode. And the feature of that prize pack has always been 34 cards curated by none other than the card master himself, Jason the Peesh.
I like to make sure I get a swath of cards from all 34 seasons of the Orlando Magic, and that's why there are 34 cards in every pack.
Not only cards this time, though, Peesh.
Nope.
We've got an international prize here. My parents just got back from Medellin, Colombia. And while they were there in a store, they noticed this Orlando Magic cap, which Peesh and I had never really seen this design. We're not sure if it's legit or just a really good knockoff, but it's a sick hat. It's got all the bells and whistles to it. And so this too can be yours along with the 34 cards. And all you have to do is click that subscribe and drop any comment on this video. Any part of the video that you're enjoying, drop a comment, leave your take. We'd love to interact with you. Sound good, Peach?
Sounds great.
That's pretty easy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure of the validity of the hat. It has a New Era sticker on it, but
It looks good.
you know what? It's a good looking hat.
It's sick. Yeah. I kind of wanted to keep it, but you know, we got it. We're men of the people.
We got enough hats.
Yeah, we did.
We only have the one, and you never wear hats.
I know. I've gone since I got the curls. You know, I gotta let the curls flow, baby. Anyways, all right. So now let's get going, Peach. I'm curious to see how you're doing. I know it's been a little stressful at work, but how are you doing for the Chuma Are You Okay check-in right now?
Well, I'm cutting that out of my check-in.
Okay.
I decided to hit you with a little bit of the good, the bad, and the ugly here.
Ah.
In this graphic that I've created. For the good, starting up in the upper right there with the salute to Veterans Day. It's Veterans Day as we record this. Special shout out to everyone who's ever done that. Thank you for your service.
Yes, thank you very much.
That's something I would have wanted to do. I mean, if stuff came to the shores, I'll get in on it. But it takes a special breed of human being to do that kind of stuff.
A selfless human.
So we thank you all for doing that. That's great. So of course that's the good. It's in fact great and awesome. The bad is I'm gonna put. You're not sure what way I'm going to go here.
No, I think I know which way you're going.
Okay, the bad is going to be Chuma Okeke with the ball on offense because he looks confused here, as he usually does. But at least he's not shooting one of those weird one-handed shots. But it's the Chuma Okeke check-in, so he needs to be a part of this.
Yeah, you're just really trying to pry it in.
And then the ugly is the new city jersey from the Orlando Magic, which I was astounded to realize through a lot of Magic Twitter that there's some people who actually like it.
Yeah.
I'm confused, but we can get into that more.
We'll talk about
when
that
we
later.
talk about city jerseys, but for me, that's the ugly.
Well,
that's going on right now.
I love this, Peach, but I still want to know how you're doing though.
Well, this affects me.
Okay.
These things affects me because.
So you're feeling grateful for
I
the
feel
veterans.
Grateful for the veterans.
Okay, got that.
I'm disappointed in the play from Chuma Okeke.
Okay.
And I'm disgusted at the new city
there
jersey
you
because
go.
you know how much I love jerseys, and this
Yes.
one is just. I won't buy it. I wouldn't want a free one.
We'll talk about that later. We're gonna get there.
All right. How are you doing?
Well, I have a Chuma going into the paint against the Boston Celtics here. He's coming against Grant Williams and Marcus Smart, trying to pass out of a difficult situation, it looks like. And I chose this because not that I'm in any difficult situations lately. I'm actually feeling pretty good with where I'm at just generally. But I've been navigating a bunch of relationships right now, and that's kind of where Chuma is. He's navigating these relationships, if you will, here with Grant Williams and Marcus Smart. Navigating professional relationships at school. I feel like we're finally turning a corner in the classroom. I'm feeling a little bit better about my relationships with some of the young people who are trying to challenge the authority. You know, that's what young people do. They try to challenge. They actually want those boundaries. They want to know that you care. I think I've proven that to my students now, and they're starting to get on board. Took a little longer than most times, but that's relationships going well. You know, always navigating the relationship with the lady. You know, I'm an only child, as are you. I don't know if you're like this, but I am. Sometimes I just want to get my way. I just want to be alone. I just want to do my own thing. I'm one that's very easily independent, and I don't need anyone else around. But the lady, she comes from a big family. Mm-hmm. So if any of you out there, maybe you're similar to one of us, she's constantly wants to be around people and getting that, you know, stimulation from others. Mm-hmm. And I'm not always that way. So, you know, sometimes I'd like to retreat, but in a relationship, you can't do that, ladies and gentlemen. I got to sacrifice something. So I'm navigating that relationship as well. And now the folks are home, and that's another relationship. I'm happy that they're back and happy that they're here. And, you know, always building a relationship with you. We're like doing this thing, which makes it a working relationship, and we have a family relationship. So a lot of relationships that I'm really focused in on and trying to make sure that I'm pouring that water on, to go back to your metaphor from last time. So we're growing a nice plant.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it seems like you're doing better than Chuma, probably.
Oh, man.
At least in the stats department.
Well, yeah. Yeah,
less turnovers.
Maybe you'll talk about that in your What I Learned. So let's get right into that. We want to start the show with a little rundown of where we've been recently. So in What I Learned, Peach becomes the teacher, and he tells us what he learned. And what did you learn, Peach?
All right. Well, Gonna keep it abbreviated because we got a big show.
We got a lot of shows. Stay tuned for Allen Anthony and Cousins Court coming soon.
All in 6 games here. So the first one was at Dallas, a 114-105 loss. The biggest thing I learned in this game is Luka is bitch.
Luka is bitch.
Unbelievable the amount of complaining this guy does. It is embarrassing. I want to really like him because his game is arguably maybe one of the better players on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
But man, the way he whines for calls like a petulant child, as you said, is just not becoming of a superstar or somebody you'd want your kid to emulate. So he needs to have a little bit more respect for the game and what's going on around him and stop that crap. The Dallas dance team put in a nice effort.
Okay.
But the championship is still held by the Atlanta dance squad.
Okay.
And spoiler alert, the next game against OKC, a 116-108 loss. Their dance team didn't bring it on nearly the same level either. So the Atlanta dance team's still in the lead if you're keeping track of the best dance team in the NBA standings that I've been creating.
Which we know you are. You all have some type of tracker on your refrigerator.
But so these next 3 games are all going to be highlighted by the term, what the fuck, really? So we lost to OKC, and I was like, what the fuck, really? Like, we all felt like that, right? That's a very low point. I think at this point, for me, it's been the low point of the season where I was like, wow, we can't even go into OKC and get a win. Like, this is a team that we should easily handle and just couldn't.
Yeah.
And you saw that come out from the community. And I'm usually one of the first ones to be like, all right, man, I grabbed my relax sign.
Right.
But I was like, man, I know it's still early, but that was, we don't get to look at many games and go, that's a win. But like, that was one where I'm like, that's a win. Like there's a few games on the schedule that you're kind of like, we need to win some of these games because we're not always going to win games like against Golden State, we thought.
Yeah.
So in the very next game, a 130-129 win over Golden State. And I say to you, what the fuck? Really? like, unbelievable. All that low point that we just had. We're back. We just beat the defending NBA champions. Played a great game. Everyone was contributing. I mean,
highs and lows.
It's so confusing, but it came at a good time when like everyone was teetering on a low point, and now all of a sudden everybody was back. So then it's a Sacramento game that we lost in overtime, 126-123.
Are you going to say it or should I say it?
Go ahead.
What the fuck? Really?
Exactly. What the fuck, really? The lead was just pissed away with a shit third quarter. This is a game we should have had. This is another one of those games you look at and go, this needs to be a win, especially when you know how well we played and the fact that we were up 20 at one point.
Yeah.
And pissed that completely away. There was a lot of weird moves made in this. We'll talk about that stuff later in the show. But it was very concerning that we couldn't get this dub. And the buzzer beater at the end, it is what it is. That's
not the point. Yeah.
De'Aaron Fox became just a god in like the fourth quarter and overtime for some reason after being dormant for most of the game. But they did what they had to do to get the win. Sacramento should probably not be taken as lightly as they are. So then for the next game, this game I'm calling my social media game. It's the one against Houston.
The bonus social media round.
We lost 134-127. I'm wondering where the defense is with the way the score laid out. But the reason I'm calling this a social media game is I had to work this night. I did not watch the game. But of course, the score was spoiled for me and everything was spoiled for me. So I said, you know what? I'm going to embrace this. I'm going to go into Twitter and see what the people told me about the game. And that's going to be what I learned. So I've pulled some tweets from this evening that I found of interest. Pure Magic program suggests, can we get one challenge one time?
Oh,
I know this is something that we've been
sore spot
looking for. Be Magic or Be Gone suggests no cap. Wembanyama is going to look great in a Magic jersey. So he's already packed.
That's the low point. That's where people were.
Yeah. Andy's Magic Minute checks in and says 9 threes by Houston. Are you kidding me? Can we please defend? I heard numerous things about the lack of defense on the 3-point line, which has been a problem for us this year.
Yes.
And it's amazing because this is a team that played very good defense last year, very good team defense. It was the strength of our team.
Yes.
When we could win games, that was a big part of it. And this year, it doesn't seem to be there. A lot of these scores are higher. Every score I've given you so far, both teams have scored in the hundreds. That's bananas. Like, that's totally different than what we had last year. Orlando Magic HQ says, so many mistakes, turnovers, fouling, and leaving shooters wide open. Effort defensively has been really, really bad.
Yeah.
We're going to hear more from them later, but that's a great comment. Rashard chimes in with Mo Bamba earning his spot back, because apparently Mo Bamba played well in this game.
Yeah, it was one of a few bright spots, I guess.
I mean,
call it
he
that.
plays well once every 5 or 6 games. So
Yeah.
I guess he was due, and I happen to miss this one, so he's still in my doghouse.
Yeah, so it'll be 10 games for you.
Big Al suggests, I know it's only been 11 games, but this front office better do everything possible in the next few years to make this team a contender before Paolo gets tired of losing and decides to leave. Tonight was unacceptable.
Agreed.
Yeah. And then Adam Papa Giorgio, right?
Mhm.
Am I good on that? All
I
right.
think so.
I like this guy. He tweets a lot.
Yeah.
He writes, Who boy, is Mosley earning that tank paycheck today? Rockets are so bad we almost still came out on them despite leaving them wide open on threes all night. Yeah. I mean, if they're shooting that many open threes and we're still somewhat in the game, that's not a great look for Houston.
Well, another one of our up and down players, T. Ross, had a torch fourth quarter, and that was the only reason we got close. But I mean, man, it was ugly. It was
T.
ugly.
Ross game as well. I
Yeah.
see. And then Banchero chimes in with Paolo had 2 back-to-back 30-point games that resulted in losses. He doesn't deserve this shit. So, you know, it's obviously the community always gets a little down. I mean, that's what people do on Twitter. I do it myself sometimes. There's a little bit of jawing, and you say these things, and then other people chime in, and you get a conversation going. But you can kind of get a feel for the way people were feeling after that Houston game and during that Houston game, where things seemed like they got a little off the rails. This was another game that you'd think you look at the schedule and go, "This needs to be a dub."
Yeah.
Right? And
Oh,
if I-
definitely.
and if I
this
tell-
more than the OKC,
And if I
would
told
say.
you that Jabari Smith is going to score that little and Paulo's going to score 30, and we're somehow not going to win, you wouldn't believe me.
Probably not, although Jalen Green is the guy there. That's who I would be concerned with. And Şengün looks like what we thought he might be. He's a very good player.
What
So,
you thought he might be.
well, I thought
I
he
had
might
never
be.
heard
Yeah, I wanted him for the Magic, but he went earlier, you know?
Right.
So he didn't fall to us in that second round. I think that we would have had to move up. But, yeah, that was a troubling loss because our depth is damn good. And you would think that we would overcome a team like Houston, but they were wide open, and to their credit, they knocked them down. I think they shot like 50% from 3. So
Yeah, it's tough to
that's
beat a
something.
team that's shooting at that level.
Yeah, that's something. But they were wide open for those looks, as you know, a bunch of your check-ins let us know. I think Andy's Magic Minute said.
Yep. And then the last game was Dallas 94-87, a win for us, an ugly win. The early start time game, we went live with that game, so that was always fun.
Yep.
To talk to people during the game. No Paolo for this one. The injury bug of the Orlando Magic has finally caught up with their young rook.
Oh,
And after
geez.
2 30-point games, it was too much for some part of his body, so they say, and therefore he was out.
Yeah.
But the Magic still found a way to get a win. If you didn't see this game, I recommend you don't go see this game because it was very ugly.
Yeah, it
we
wasn't
had a lot of turnovers and just kind of sloppy play. Luka didn't even look like Luka, so if you're interested in watching him cook, he did not in the fourth quarter, which is a big part of the reason that they could not come back. They scored 13 points in the fourth quarter. That's weak.
Yeah.
But
No,
you know, just keeping it simple. What I learned is what I it's there's ups and downs here that are very strange to me. Some of the games we should have won, we didn't, and then we pull off a win against Golden State in Dallas. So it's like it's really tough to tell. But the main point is that we're in these games.
Yes.
You know, we're close.
Yes.
So when you're close in games and you're missing a lot of guys, you have to believe that when those guys come back, they're going to make that 5, 6, 7, 8, even 10-point gap difference. So I still feel pretty positive after this series of 6 games. It was a little up and down, but this team needs to learn how to play in these tight games, and they're getting that
we're getting a lot of experience at
education
it
right now.
Right.
And I'm fine with that because
Yeah.
I'd rather them get better at them and be ready in the future for when their games will matter more in the playoffs.
I think that's what's been so difficult for me, and based on what we're seeing in the Magic Twitter and Instagram social media community, is I have an expectation that we'll be in all of these games. You know, all of our really good players from last year, Franz, Wendell, even Jalen, Chuma, like all these guys have had time to now continue to progress. And now we have a rookie in Paolo, who it looks like a superstar, who looks like a guy can drop back-to-back 30-point games. Bol Bol has been an apparition out of nowhere. So it gives me the feeling that no matter the opponent, we can win this game tonight.
Right.
You know, if we play a good defense and our guys have a good night, Paul has a good night, Franz has a good night scoring, we can beat any team now,
Sure.
which makes it really difficult when we put up L's to OKC and Houston, teams that you're really feeling very confident against.
Right.
When I'm going into the Dallas game, I'm thinking, all right, this is going to be good, and then we pull out a win. We did beat Golden State. Golden State is all sorts of messed up, though, this year. So I don't know how much stock to put in that victory. It doesn't really feel like that victory against the defending champions, even though they are that. Even though they are that. I mean, they're at the bottom of the Western Conference standings, so it's been an interesting year. I'm just hoping that we get a little bit more consistency and a little bit more up instead of this roller coaster ride that we've been on, because I'm going to start graying out soon. All right. I think it's just the Magic are going to do it to me, Peach.
Well, I mean, I think your point is well taken about we're in any game. And I think that the people at Amway really enjoy the fact that now tickets to any game are available because we're in every game.
Yeah. That's great.
all you can ask.
That is all you can ask. Yep. All right. Well, thanks, Peach, for, dropping some knowledge there and what I learned. And now it's time. Now it's time. Yeah. Just drop things on your microphone. Thank you, Peach.
It all started with University of Bridgeport Purple Knights legend Manute Bol. 10-year NBA vet and an example of a supreme human being. The only NBA player to retire with more blocks than points. Now comes along Bol. According to names.org, Bol means best or next god. Hashtag next god up. Next god up. Bol is number 2 in the league in points per scoring attempt, behind only Grant Williams and ahead of guys like, I don't know, Nikola Jokic. Bol's shot chart looks like Orange County, rogue oranges everywhere. This guy can make buckets from anywhere. Next got up. Next got up. Bol is number 6 in the league in effective field goal percentage, and number 2 in field goal percentage overall, ahead of guys like the whole damn league. Everybody, le next, le god, le up. Next god's strides are 10 times regular human strides. Next god up. Bol is top 10% in the league at making his and one opportunities. Was it 11% and did I round? You'll never know. Next got up. His 23 blocks this season are best for 3rd in the league. The man has arms like towers with defense systems like they had in the medieval days, with like archers and some of that hot oil that they'd pour on your heads if you were trying to attack. You know what I mean. Next god hats are 15 times the size of regular human hats. Next god up. Next god up. Bol Bol, the NBA's newest big man unicorn, or demigod sent to lead us into intergalactic battle. Time will tell. Kyle's conspiracy theories out. And that's what Manute was doing with his social activism in Sudan. He was actually laying the groundwork for an interglobal defense system and uniting the world. And Next God is going to lead that team. Hashtag next god up.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, and now a very special treat. We are beyond excited, Peach, to be welcoming to the show OZone Podcast. We got Al and Anthony in the building.
Do we have a button for applause?
I do. There it is.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh, that is amazing.
Yeah, here we go.
Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome.
There's a huge studio audience over here. You can't see them. They're
That is great. Al, we need upgrades, man.
Yes, we do.
Well, it's great having you in. I mean, we've been listening to you guys for years now. The OZone Podcast, Orlando Magic HQ on social media, orlandomagichq.com. You guys do articles. You're active all the time, do amazing interviews. Make sure to check them out if you haven't. And
I get most of my news from you guys at this point. Like it's you.
That's amazing.
I mean, that's the first thing that pops up on my social media is whatever you guys are reporting. So thank you.
That's awesome.
the graphics. Who's doing the graphics?
Both.
Both of you doing the graphics? And it looks like Anthony slightly disagrees.
Nah, Al, he's way more busier than I am. So,
Well, you're all
That's a
very
good thing.
talented. You make some really sexy images that give me all the magic news that I need.
amazing. Okay.
But like we do with any guest who comes on the show, we care about you. And so we need to know, how are you gentlemen doing for the Chuma Are You OKK check-in?
I'm doing okay. So I'm gonna start off with mine's first.
Okay.
The image that I selected is an image of Chuma pointing. Now, what's amazing about this picture is that you don't know what he's pointing at. So I feel like we're connected because I am really excited. 2 reasons why I'm excited. First one, I survived a hurricane, so that's exciting. Right? Great. Can we do another round of applause?
There it is.
Let's come on.
Way to go.
Let's sign on.
Great.
There you go.
Great. And then the other reason is because I feel like he's pointing at Markelle Fultz. Like it's almost time. It's almost time. So I'm excited that I'm not only a hurricane survivor, but also because Markelle is, from what Markelle is saying, not from the team, but from what Markelle is saying, is that we're just 3-4 weeks away from, I don't know, having a point guard like the rest of the NBA, right?
Wow, that'd be fun.
Be great.
Your lips to God's ears.
Also, I thought it was pretty easy to beat Hurricanes considering how they do in college football these days. But maybe I'm
Ooh,
off
that's a
on
good
that.
one.
Peach, we have a lot of freaking Miami fans down there. You watch your tongue,
They
man.
just got beat by FSU though. Come on, that balances out. Gotta have more
Yeah,
FSU.
All right, so Al, how you doing today, sir, for the Chuma Are You OKK check-in?
Man, so I am doing OKK as well. My picture's a little bit different. I got a very happy looking Chuma Okiki, which doesn't happen too often, right? You don't see Chuma smiling out there on the court very often. But you know what, guys? In my case, I'm doing OKK because I'm with you guys here tonight. We've had this coming for a long, long time.
Indeed.
It's finally happening. I also survived a hurricane twice. I also know Markelle is coming. So when you add everything that Anthony's feeling plus what I'm feeling, I look like this Chuma Okiki right here.
All right. Well, welcome to Connecticut, fellas.
No.
Well, I'm just happy that our guys are, surviving, doing OKK down there, and we're really pumped to have you on the show. There's a lot to be optimistic for, a lot to look forward to. And there's some things ahead in the courtroom right now, Peach.
Yeah.
I think we need to take this to the law.
Yes. The Cousins Court demands that we show up and appeal and do all the other court words for the things we're about to do.
All right, so let's go to the Cousins Court. Silence in the court. Cousins Court is now in session. Bailiff, what is the first case before us, sir?
Thank you, Your Honor. First case is directed at the Orlando Magic front office, who did not renew RJ Hampton's 4th-year option at $4.2 million, with the projected salary cap room next year possibly being about $55 million. So the question is the Weltham front office guilty of negligence in the case of RJ Hampton?
Your arguments?
Not guilty. This is my reasons why. So coming from a RJ Hampton fan, kind of, not really. I was more of a fan before he came to the Magic. He was a player that I wanted to draft. Here's my thing. It's crazy how in the beginning of the season, we were talking about, man, the Magic have way too many guards. Now the Magic have no guards, and yet we're not playing RJ Hampton. So there's obviously a disconnect somewhere, but the feeling has always been that RJ Hampton was always that he was outside. Like, he was not the one that's inside. He's the one that it just didn't fully fit. So when you go down the lines of the guards, you kind of know what it is that they do. What's their niche? I feel like RJ Hampton doesn't have that niche. I feel like his niche is just speed. The issue with RJ Hampton is that you got to do something after you get down to the court. So he needs to be able to find that one thing. If there's one thing that I wish that RJ Hampton would be able to do, so I wish he was a little more aggressive. I don't know, foul somebody really hard. Maybe take some charges. I don't know, but there has to be something outside of the speed to be able to do that. Now, you could argue he's not all that expensive. At the same time, how many draft picks do the Orlando Magic have coming up? How many?
Your point is taken. Your point is taken, defense.
This player is someone that he took the initiative of joining the summer league to work on his ball handling, which was a terrible experience. I feel like he learned nothing from it. What are we doing now? Now it's a perfect opportunity for him to be able to utilize what he learned in the summer league, and it's really not that. It's not happening. What I feel like is RJ Hampton is the Mo Bamba to Coach Clifford. That's what I feel like.
Bailiff, settle down. I know you're getting excited by that point.
Thank you. To comment, Judge.
We will have order in this court. Defense, is that your argument, sir? Are we ready for the prosecution to begin?
Yes, proceed.
Listen.
Wait, is that your line or my line?
No, that's good. That's good. Thank you. You're a great lawyer. Thank you very much, sir. Continue prosecution.
Cool.
How dare you? Listen, RJ Hampton has done nothing but be a world-class citizen as a member of the Orlando Magic. This front office has failed him every step of the way. When you think about the fact that he's been played at point guard, knowing very well this kid is 6'7" now, 6'6", he is a shooting guard, which, by the way, let me give you some numbers. He is shooting this season 48% from the field, 50% from three-point range, 93% from the free throw line, while only turning the ball over once per game. And some way, somehow, he is losing minutes every single game that passes. I don't have to do any more talking. Just explain to me how this front office is helping RJ Hampton grow, giving him a fair chance when we need guard play, but most importantly, we need shooting and scoring, which he can do so well, or at least he's doing so in limited minutes.
Two tremendous arguments. Would you
so
like a
glad
cross-examination there,
Yes, I would love
defense?
to. I'm so glad that we had limited minutes and you were able to bring data out of nowhere. It's great that you added statistics. Here's a statistic. He's losing his position over Kevin Harris.
This is true. And I'm surprised my bailiff didn't fall asleep during the statistics. Are you okay, bailiff?
Love facts.
It's amazing. So not only is he losing his minutes to Kevon Harris, but at the same time, who is he benefiting? When he is on the floor, what is the one player that's on the floor with him that's also benefiting from him being on the floor? Who is he adding value to? Is it Franz? Is it Wendell?
Okay.
Who is he making better? As someone that's supposed to be the ball handler, as someone that's supposed to be the playmaker when he's on the floor because everyone else is injured, who is he making better on that floor? Is it the team? Who is it? Coach
Can I answer
Mosley?
the question?
Yes, I'm asking you.
I'll tell you right now. You know who's making him? He's making better the entire team. When you think about the fact that he is shooting 50% from three-point range, who else is shooting that in this team? Who else is a threat from three-point range in the Orlando Magic right now?
Yeah, that's crickets.
How many minutes is he playing now?
But that's the problem. The question was, is the front office failing RJ Hampton? They are, because he is doing better than last year. He is improving. He's earning minutes by the way he's playing. His only issue in the past was the game was too slow for him, if that's even possible. Well, he is fixing that. He's not turning the ball over. He's playing within himself and doing the right things, it seems like, as a teammate, as a player out there on the court. He's scoring and making three-point shots. So why is he not playing? Doesn't make any sense. I've said this myself. I think there's something more to the story. And if you're defending the front office, please tell us what's happening inside the locker room, because there's got to be more to the story than just he's not performing well, because the numbers back him up.
Yeah, I think it's because he fired Mike Miller. That's what it was.
Well, Mike Miller is not on trial. Objection, sir. Objection, defense. Stand down, please. Some fantastic arguments here from both the defense and the prosecution, bailiff.
I heard a lot of things that made sense to me.
The defense, Sir Anthony, the lack of aggression that we see, the guard-like Mo Bamba energy that the bailiff was very excited about when that point came up, and the lack of ball handling certainly do help your client in understanding why they may have decided to not renew this contract. However, the prosecution, Sir Al, you also make some fantastic points that he wasn't put really in a position to succeed. He's been asked to be a point guard when truly he's a 2. And that's what we all know. And he is our best shooter. So why isn't he getting the minutes? In this case, I must look into my heart and rule with the lightning of Little Elm and the prosecution, Al, on this one. It's only fair. We need shooting, and we have our best shooter who isn't getting minutes. Now, is there some type of conspiracy or something going on behind the scenes with your client, Sir Anthony? You cannot tell us right now. Or you can. Is there anything going on? Do you know? Do you have insider information, Anthony?
I have no idea, but if there's a way for me to file for retrial, that would be nice.
Okay. Well, we'll see you when Mike Miller's on trial in a couple weeks here.
Sold.
All right.
So what's your official ruling?
That's my official ruling.
All right. I think it's fair.
Yeah, I think that the Wellham front office, I was really surprised by the move, especially considering how much money we have coming up. I mean, I know $55 million, we're going to pick up guys' options, so it won't truly be that. But you figure we could have cut it out for one more year of RJ Hampton just to see. We need guard play right now.
Yeah.
I think he works well off of Paolo. He works well in open space. He can get to the three-point line, knock it down. He's been playing tenaciously.
Okay, he's 50% from the three-point line. How many is that, though?
Yeah, he's on like 5 shots, but that's not.
Because I feel like it's not many.
Yeah, no, it's not.
But it's really the Bulls pick as well as our pick coming in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to draft another forward.
Right.
You're going to draft another guard.
We need space on the roster.
Definitely
in the future,
need space.
That makes sense.
It's a fair point. It's a fair point, but Al still won that case.
I felt like for a moment you were going to change your mind. For a moment, small moment.
Well, ever since I talked to RJ Hampton's grandfather, I have a soft spot. So I was to be truthful, I was biased, and I should have probably been removed from the bench on this one.
Unbelievable.
I'm sorry.
Your Honor, do I have to take you out of here?
You're talking too much. No, you're talking too much.
I will. Our second case, Your Honor, is that the Orlando Magic are currently 3-9 as of the recording.
Yes, we're well aware. Thank you, Bailiff.
There's some tough losses in there. And Coach Mosley is definitely in the hot seat from fans and pundits alike. So is he guilty of causing our early season losses? Gentlemen.
He is not guilty. And the reasons why is I'm going to use probably the most common excuse I can possibly think of. Injuries. What other NBA coach in the NBA would have a successful team with losing 5 of their key players? Now, some of those players may not be key. However, for my argument, we're going to say that they are, and that holds value. My only drawback of Coach Mos is that he is stuck in this world of zone that I wish that he would leave far, far away from. Outside of the zone, and also some very, very questionable lineups.
The OZone, if you will.
Yeah, there you go. I see what you did there.
Yes.
Outside of that, what else is he supposed to do when he has very, very limited players to pick from? I don't blame him for experimenting with lineups. He's still trying to figure it out. This is only his second season. I will say that he looks way more confident with his bad decision makings than he was last year. So confidence is there, which I think is a very important skill for a coach to have. But injuries, experimentation, I think are very important reasons to remember. Now, if this is the same conversation that we're having 2 months from now, once we have the Cavalry joining the team back, then that would be another thing. But one of the biggest mistakes that we did with Aaron Gordon very early on in his career, I'll even say Elfrid Payton, maybe yes, maybe no, is the fact that they have had so many coaches and they were unable to really connect and work well with a continued and consistent system. If you think about, firing Coach Mos, who is, from what it sounds like, very respected amongst his players, that they look like they want to fight for him. There was a moment where I can't remember the player. I want to say it was Jalen Suggs. Was it Jalen Suggs? Maybe not. Maybe yes. That he got a really big steal right in front of him, and it looked like he was getting ready to tackle him, applaud him. You can tell that there's a respect there. You can tell that there's a love there. They want to play for him. I think that it's very difficult to judge Coach Most so early on into the season, knowing that he doesn't have a full healthy roster.
Valid points, defense. Valid points, defense. Prosecution, you have the floor.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's a lame excuse, right? Injuries. I get it. But let's talk about a few different things with Coach Mosley so far this season that just don't make sense. Let's start with rotations. What is going on? Why do we have guys like Kevin Harris playing again over guys like RJ Hampton, who you've been developing for the last couple of years? Doesn't make too much sense to me. You got Mo Bamba getting DNPs. We just signed this guy to a new contract. So why are you benching him? What's the point in that? Are we leaving shooters wide open on purpose? Because it seems like every team that we play, look at the replay, they're just wide open. But wait, we spent the whole training camp supposedly working on defense. That's the heart of our team. Wait, it's not adding up. By the way, did you guys see us play in preseason? We looked amazing. The offense was flowing. We were averaging easily 24, 26 assists per game. All of a sudden, we can't move the ball. It's either Paolo handles the ball or Franz handles the ball. That's not what we saw early in the season. Not even what we saw last year. The dynamic on offense, is that being held back on purpose? I don't know. What about the fact that we're not challenging plays? There's some weird foul calls in some key moments of the
bailiff,
games.
silence in the court.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Continue, sir.
See, I'm connecting here with the audience. Those challenges, key moments of the games, and we're refusing to use them. They go unused for the whole game. What's the point in that? My final point. The Magic are not practicing. They're not even holding shoot-arounds. What team in the NBA can afford to do that? The Magic, out of all people, need to be out there shooting and practicing to get better.
Teams preparing for a hurricane.
Silence.
During the hurricane.
You had your chance, defense.
It was not during the hurricane. It's happened since the first game of the season. They've held 3 practices and I think like 2 shoot-arounds. I'm sorry to say this, but I love Coach Mosley, but there's some weird behaviors going on. Dare I say, tanking? I don't know.
No, that will not be allowed in this courtroom. Al, that will not be allowed in this courtroom. I'm sorry, defense, would you like to say a word?
Yeah, we had 2 hurricanes to prepare for, Al. Not 1, 2. 2. So, I don't know. Maybe they were preparing for this one and the other one, right? Maybe? No. And I will say that didn't Coach Most just recently have a very successful challenge in the last game? Did he not? Successful?
1 in 12 games that we've played.
One important one. It was a very, very good one that he could have easily passed up, and he didn't. He called it, and it was successful. That's my argument.
All right, well,
Listen,
would you like a word there?
All I can say is this. We all know the Sun defense sucks, yet some way, somehow, he keeps rolling it out there when we are coming back into games, finally taking the lead, and all of a sudden we go back to being down 10 again. Once again, dare I say, tanking? I don't know.
Okay.
The kids call it sus, I believe, Your Honor.
Thanks for always keeping me trendy, bailiff.
You got it.
I heard some fantastic arguments, gentlemen, on both the defense and the prosecution side. We had the prosecution bringing up some very valid points there, Al. The assist numbers dropping, the turnovers continuing to be an issue, not guarding the three-point line, just continuing to rear its ugly head. We've had some questionable rotations, some questionable DNPs. Yeah, and just overall those challenges, while we did win that recent one, have been, as the kids say, they're a little sus at times. Now, Anthony on the defense side, also some fantastic points. What do we expect of this man? He is a human of flesh and blood, just like us. How can he be hobbling together this very injured roster? He's doing the best he can. And he undoubtedly has the confidence of the players. We see this all the time. He's well respected throughout the league. However, I can't completely rule with either of you. Defense,
What?
your client is on probation, and I want to see him back here in 120 days, sir.
Wow.
That's some bullshit.
He's a contempt.
Get that man out of my courtroom. I
It
mean,
sounds like he's disqualified and I win.
yeah, that's how law works. It's been tough. I mean, Jamal's been catching some heat on Twitterland. What do you think, Peach? Is that fair? What's
I mean,
going
yeah,
on?
they both made the points. We're all kind of juggling when we're looking at this and being like, what's going on? You could legit take these arguments and go either way. And because we try to stay positive here, we, obviously
Right.
looking at those and trying to lean into that and realize that the injuries is a lot to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
But it is still weird that zone defense, man, just blows my mind. And the lack of using the challenges just seems strange. And like, I'm for Mo Bamba not playing, by the way. I think that's a better move, but the moves and the people he puts on the court sometime, we're looking for a bucket and there's nobody out there that's going to get us one. And it's like, you can't do that for more than 5 minutes in an NBA game because they're going to score 10 or 15 and we're going to be behind. So he needs to have a little more regularity. It's definitely odd.
Regularity.
But,
It's tough for this man to get regularity, though, with all the injuries that we've had. I mean, I think we talked about it on one of our live streams recently. Moritz goes down, or end of the preseason. Well, before that, Gary tears his meniscus, just a few weeks out from the season. Then Fultz is walking around eating donuts, stubs the toe, broken toe. Then Moritz gets an ankle last preseason game. And now it's just been a continuous domino effect. Now we've got Cole out. I mean, that's a gargantuan task to try to get any type of consistency going.
It is.
And
And
he's
that's
trying.
why he's going to get that slack cut for him.
Yeah.
And because he has the respect of not only his current players, but his ex-players. Anybody who's ever been a player for Coach Mose always goes over and addresses him after the game. And that speaks volumes.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is that the point guard is supposed to be an extension of the head coach, and he just doesn't have that.
We don't have
You
that.
can only ask so much from Jalen Suggs. Point Franz is a really cool name. Point Paulo's an even cooler name, but it's just not going to get the job done. You need to be able to have your point guard. And Cole Anthony is amazing. I love him, but it's just different when you're going to have a player like Markelle Fultz. If you bring Markelle Fultz in, give them time to kind of get things going. And again, if you're having the same conversation by an all-star break and these guys are back and finally integrated, then it's a different conversation. But as of right now, you really don't know.
Yeah.
Have you met Point Bol?
Oh, this guy. Point guard by committee is not the way in.
No.
For nobody.
Agreed. It's not preferred.
Point Bol.
Cousins Court is back in session. We have the Honorable Peach presiding. Ladies and gentlemen of the court, the Magic last year had 446 man games lost. That was 110 more than the next team. We're number one again this year with 63 man games missed this year. The case: is the medical staff guilty of a cover-up?
All right. I got excited there for a second because we were number one in a category, but let's go ahead and start with the So let's start with the defense on this one.
Listen, the Orlando Magic medical staff has been purposely trying to hold us back. We know what we got. We know this team can take us places. We know we can make the play-in easily. Heck, Markelle Fultz said it. Fourth seed.
Fourth seed, Your Honor.
I heard him.
But you know what's happening? They're being controlled by this front office of the Magic saying, you cannot clear this, guys. You just can't. Markelle Fultz, just as you mentioned earlier, eating a donut, his baby stepped on his toe, and now all of a sudden he's out. It's been a month already, and now we're hearing another month to come.
Can we confirm
Doesn't
those
make
were
sense.
donuts?
Yes.
Okay.
It was crispy. Yeah, it was actually a Boston cream donut from Dunkin' Donuts.
Oh,
that was real?
those are good. Okay.
Yeah,
Amazing.
gotta try it.
I love Boston creams.
Number 2, Gary Harris. Where is this man? He's on the bench looking fly as hell every single game. But why is he not on the court? He got hurt 2 months ago. We have not seen him play just yet. Not even doing 5-on-5 yet. Medical team, what's going on? I mean, I'm going to just cut right to the chase. Jonathan Isaac.
Oh.
Who?
Exactly.
No.
I've seen plenty of NBA injuries, torn ACLs, recover in a year, year and a half. Heck, setback included, 2 years. This man is going on 3 years, which, by the way, last year he kept telling us, I'm ready. I can play by Christmas. Actually, I could play now. We didn't see him all year long. I get it, a little setback at the end, but wait, he didn't play at all that year. Even now he is saying, if it was up to me, I could be out there playing. Some way, somehow, he's not clear to play. And let's actually bring up Fultz once again, who just today was announced by the great Kobe Price. He would play if it's up to him. But no. That toe doesn't look too well just yet. Let's actually keep you on the bench a little longer, not playing. I'm so sorry to say this, but the Orlando Magic medical staff, once again, I'm going to say this, is helping the tank and taking control of the tank and not letting go.
Interesting. Perhaps we'll have to put Jonathan Isaac on trial, whether he was lying about being ready or not. That's a separate case. The prosecution, go.
So are we blaming the front office or are we blaming the medical staff? What would be the point for the medical staff to say, no, he's not ready yet because we really want, win bananas? Like, what would be the point? Why would they say those things? If anything, they've learned from their mistakes of rushing players, Jonathan Isaac in the bubble, and bringing players in before they are ready to then get re-injured. If anything, they're doing what they can to protect the players. Now, I may be saying these things. I may be genuinely agreeing with them or genuinely not agreeing with them. You would never know because, I'm on the opposite side.
Very professional.
He's that good.
Yes,
He's very professional.
absolutely.
Yes.
But what I will say is they're not the ones out there breaking ankles and messing up knees. And it's not like they DoorDash Boston cream donuts over to Markelle Fultz's house for him to bust his toe open.
Yeah, that's Spencer Dinwiddie. He's doing that.
Yes, that is fact. Right? They did a scan 2 weeks ago for Markelle Fultz. It came out negative. It's not their fault. Their job is to be able to report the information that they have, and the information that they have to report was the fact that he was not fully healed. Now, if they would have lied, right? Let's say that they want the Orlando Magic to tank. Let's say that that's your real focus. Wouldn't it make more sense to say that they're ready to play when they're not, so that they would get re-injured and the tank could last longer? Right? Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Make more sense in my book.
Okay.
So if they're really trying to tank, then they would have hit the green button to make everyone active. Let's get Gary Harris active.
Interesting.
Let's get Brother Wagner active. Let's get Jonathan Isaac back. Let's make it a party. Bring Markelle Fultz back. Cole Anthony, you're good, man. Good. Play. Paolo Banchero, you got a messed up ankle. You'll be all right. And you don't even need ankle braces.
Yeah.
Extend the tank.
That's an interesting take on this. A retort.
I worked hard on it.
The problem is, though, they cannot stay healthy. And that can definitely be blamed on the medical staff. We've seen Cole Anthony come back. He's back on the bench, hurt again. We've seen Gary Harris back. He's back injured again. We've seen Markelle come back. He's back injured again. We've seen Jalen Suggs come back. He cannot stay healthy for more than 3 games. So I get your point, but there's an issue here too. They are coming back from injury and they're getting injured again. So which one is it? Are they being held back on purpose, or are they being thrown out there to help us tank, but yet they're still getting hurt? So no matter what, there's an issue going on. By the way, the biggest case of them all, if you like conspiracy theories, which I guess you guys like in this show.
We know someone. We definitely know someone.
The case of Jalen Suggs. This man literally breaks an ankle and he's ready to go in 2 days. Can you explain that to me? Doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, I feel like breaking an ankle is a little bit of an exaggeration, like a tiny bit of an exaggeration. If anything, these very hardworking people didn't have the tools and resources to be able to do their job until this season, when they got a multi-million-dollar training facility to be able to conduct the appropriate practices to ensure that this health in these processes are finally being done correctly. Not only that they've had maybe 3 or 4 different head trainer. So it just so happens that all these different trainers are all in the same conspiracy, that they want the Magic to tank, that they're all on the same page. If you're talking about conspiracy, then that must be the real conspiracy, that they're all being fired after a couple years.
Your Honor, would you like me to get the expert witness, Kyle's conspiracy theories? I may be able to grab
front
him.
office more.
No, that guy's a bit of a kook. I don't know that guy. All right, gentlemen, I'm ready to rule. You give me a lot to think about here. This is some takes that I had not thought of, so you really made me think. And I really liked thinking about how fly Gary Harris looks on the sideline, because unfortunately, he looks good over there. But I'd really rather see him in a jersey.
In the corners, Your Honor.
But let's be honest, there's got to be something going on, right? Doesn't there? I mean, there's way too many shady dealings with guys getting a turned ankle and not coming back. And I don't know, maybe I'm old-fashioned. But back in the day, guys would turn an ankle and maybe miss a game or two. But it seems like when the Orlando Magic guy turns an ankle, he could be out for a month. And that's not a joke. That's a legit thing I'm saying.
I'm sorry.
But the fact that the list of people is so long that you can mention almost everyone, you have to wonder if this sending guys out before they're ready and having them get hurt is part of the tank. Why aren't they doing that? Aren't they doing that? Because it seems like everyone that comes back out ends up getting hurt again. Only a few guys on our team are solid and don't seem to get hurt. And now that Wendell has those beautiful goggles on, his retina is not scratched every other game. But honestly, I've seen this been going on for quite a while. And while both arguments are quite compelling, I have to say that I feel like something is up, and I think that the staff is guilty. I'm not sure exactly of what, but there's some shady dealings going on, and I think that the Advent Health Center, who is not a sponsor but could be, might be involved somehow with a little payola to keep some people shut, keep some mouths shut, and figure things out. So I think we need to do some extensive research to figure out what's going on in there.
All right.
I think they are very honest, hardworking people. They probably don't get paid enough. I just Googled it. They only get paid about $56,000 a year. So maybe if they get a raise, maybe they'll do better.
Well, maybe they are getting a raise in this payola, and that's why, because they don't make a lot of money. But if they're making an extra 20 or 25 grand on the side to stay quiet, they're doing it.
There you go.
Super conspiracy.
I'm sick. I'm sick to my stomach talking about injuries right now. I need to get out of here, Your Honor.
Yeah, I mean, it does suck that it has to always come up, but it can't not. It's a part of the narrative. If you're going to write a narrative about the Orlando Magic for probably even the last 5 years, it's going to be in there. So, and right now it seems more prevalent because our expectations were higher and they're not there. And we still feel like that could be the reason why we're not.
Yeah.
And we don't really have any way of knowing until they come back, if they do.
Will we ever know?
I think the real conspiracy is that America runs on Dunkin' and Markelle Fultz can't run eating a Boston cream donut. That's what I think.
I suspect that the Boston Celtics are up to doing some evil tricks, as Boston is known to do. Yeah, they're involved here.
Well, ladies and gentlemen of the courtroom, thank you so much for coming. Make sure, before you leave the courtroom, check out the OZone Pod, OrlandoMagicHQ.com, and on all social media. It's been fantastic having two tremendous lawyers in this courtroom. Thank you so much, Al and Anthony. It's been great, guys.
Yeah, you guys didn't just set the bar. You raised the bar after passing the bar. Being great lawyers here today.
But I'm going to just say one thing. Two great lawyers, one great lawyer. This guy lost two cases and got one tie somewhere somehow. So one great lawyer.
Wow.
I just want to take a moment to say that you guys are, I mean, even though I'm getting bashed right now, I absolutely love the stuff that you guys are doing. You guys are awesome and amazing.
Oh, thanks,
and
man.
I want to rematch. So we're going to have to redo this. And next time I'm picking the ones that I am arguing.
Yeah, that's fair. Al, you're blasting Anthony. He did the nice guy thing.
Yeah, I did.
He took the opposite of whatever you wanted.
You decide.
I don't know.
I did.
All right,
even
guys.
when I came with notebooks and data and stats and even had the voice, I didn't prepare my voice.
It's called Google, guys. Google.com. Amazing website.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
Peace.
See you.
Thanks again to Al and Anthony for stopping in. That was a good time, a lot of laughs. We really appreciate everything they've done in support of our show. Tremendous guys. Make sure to go out, show them some love. OZone Podcast, Orlando Magic HQ. Thank you, Al and Anthony. And now, sorry about that, Peach.
Oh, I was just saying thanks. So you kind of said it for both of us.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I stepped on you a little bit
good.
there. And now, something that we normally do at the top of the show. Let us know what you think about this. Peach and I are having a little bit of a marital dispute on this one.
I love social media roundup.
But you know what? You're a good partner, Peach, because you agreed to try this in a different spot.
Sure.
We're trying social media roundup now at the end of the show. And we've got some interesting posts here. The first thing that we need to talk about, though, Peach, is the dropping of the 2022-2023 NBA City Edition uniforms. We've got the whole roster here in this clip, but let's talk about ours first, and then maybe we can do some highlights and lowlights from around the league. Is that okay, Peach?
All right, as long as you're ready to have us in the lowlights.
All right, so here, we have our jersey here. It has kind of just this font, and it has what we thought was dragon scales in gray, but it's supposed to be chainmail.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing is we're protecting the kingdom.
Sure.
And now Orlando is the kingdom. We're protecting it. We're going with a medieval vibe, very fitting from Kyle's Conspiracy Theories. I guess they may have watched that segment as well. Mm-hmm. And we're knights now, and we're protecting things, and we've got swords, I guess, a helmet maybe.
And dark blue, apparently. That's now one of our colors.
Yeah.
People flipped out when we added orange.
Yeah.
Yet somehow navy blue is fine with black, which anyone in fashion can tell you are two colors that don't go together.
I've always thought that, yeah. It just looks too dark to me. Like it doesn't pop at all.
No.
I mean, especially when you look at our jersey in the entire shot of all the other jerseys, it's just
looks black.
It's very dark, and yeah, as I said, it nothing on it pops. If we had the piping in our normal kind of more royal blue, that kind of lighter blue, I might be more behind this a little bit. And
it would help.
And the Orlando outlined in that lighter, more traditional blue of ours.
Yeah, it would help.
I think I could get behind it.
I don't hate the font. I don't hate the idea of the chainmail behind the pinstripes.
Yeah.
But when you have that font on the front and yet still ignore it for the number, what are you doing? That number is our same space age number that we all kind of don't really like that much. That's on our current jerseys. If you're really changing it up, change the number too. Put it into the theme of what you're doing. But like, these are just a swing and a miss. Like that navy blue just doesn't go with the black, and it's just, this is a waste of fabric. It was a waste of time to make it. Actually, a lot of these City Edition jerseys are like that, just a waste of time. I don't know why they bothered to make a lot of these.
Capitalism, baby.
I love jerseys, and I love to see new jerseys when they come out, but these were just mostly disappointing. There's only about 3 or 4 of these league-wide that I would rock.
Well, now, okay, so the jersey, the top of the kit is one thing, but you're a whole kit type of guy.
Oh, yeah.
And shorts can sway you.
Well,
if there's a good pair of shorts, that might tie the whole thing together for you.
Sure.
Are you sold on these?
Well, they're okay. Yeah. But again, they're not the right color. Like, they're just navy blue. Like, they're not, I can throw those on, and they're not going to match any of the rest of my Orlando Magic stuff because it's the wrong color. I'm not going to buy the whole garbage jersey and all the other stuff just to match this one set of shorts. Like, if someone gave me a pair of the shorts, I'd rock them.
Oh, yeah.
They're decent.
Well, Christmas is coming up.
But the jersey, I don't want anything to do with it. But that's fine in a way because, look, I already need to get the good one they made this year, the blue statement one.
Yeah, I like that one.
Like, I like that one. So I already need to get that. So I don't need another one to get as well. So thanks for the break, I guess.
Yeah, break from my pocket.
Someone designed this. Someone got in. They had meetings.
There's a concept to it. There's a concept to it. I just don't. I don't really equate. I mean, so are we really going that hard on the Magic Kingdom? And is Disney cool with that? Is that why? So we're the Magic Kingdom. So we're protecting. They really went hard with that kingdom aspect, and tying it into that. I guess that's kind of cool. Maybe it just doesn't seem quite on brand, and the tangent. I don't know. It doesn't hit for me.
I'm okay with the Disney Kingdom tie-in. Do it. Yeah. I'm fine with it. Just. This ain't it. Like, it's almost like they're like, what if we just gave them a little teaser of this kingdom thing? And it's like, hey, just do it if you're going to do it, right? Because it's a city jersey. So go for it, When they went for it the first time, they went gray with orange. I mean, it stunk, but they went for it. They just said, hey, throw everything you know about Magic jerseys out the window. We're doing this. They should do that with this because we have a lot of jerseys that are like each other or sort of similar.
Yeah.
And this one just fits into that mold. And it's like, not in a good way.
That's an interesting point. Like if you're going to try a completely new design concept, make it completely new. You know, having the number and some of the similarities with the black, like do the completely different color scheme,
right?
Or try to work it in somehow. Get some of Stuff's colors in there. Let's get let's get some green in there, something weird.
I'm down for that. Some of the teams tried that. That's the thing is when you see other teams trying it, it gives you that same effect that like, you know, when you see Mo Bamba play well and you're like, why can't you do this all the time? And it's like, yeah, some of these jerseys are hit. And it's like, okay, why couldn't you have the same designers care about every jersey or like get involved? I mean, I don't like Portland's jersey because they went with their airport
oh my God.
thing and then their airport carpet, which should not be the theme for a jersey, but if that's the way you want to go because your airport is the coolest thing in your city, that's fine. But like at least they just went for it. Like they kind of mimicked their old, you know, diagonal stripe they used to have in old jerseys and just put the carpet on there. I mean, there's something to it. You know, some teams just reverse the colors, like Miami went with the one they had before and just went white. And the Brooklyn Nets, same trash jersey, but this time, hey, it's white, everybody. But at least there's something there with some of these teams. Like Atlanta went with the peach theme. It's nice. Detroit went with a throwback based on a gymnasium. And Dallas's jersey is the best jersey that Dallas will probably wear all season. That's a nice jersey.
I like that. I like that a lot. I'm trying to think of what would be my favorite here. I like the New Orleans one. That's not trying anything new, but it's their color scheme.
Right.
It looks pretty similar, but I do like it. I like the Spurs and how that
Spurs
pops.
is nice.
I gotta pick me up a Clit jersey.
Man,
I
look. This is another one, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I get that that's your airport code, but like, it's CLT, man. It's like a dirty word, bro. You can't put that on the front of your jersey
with the stripe going right between the L and the T.
Unbelievable. I feel like they know what they were doing.
The internet is going crazy with this. I saw someone commenting, I'm gonna like get a custom jersey and put "found it" on the back.
Right. Makes sense.
Yeah. Makes more sense than writing that on the front of your jersey. I think I like the Thunder's the best or Atlanta's.
Well, I like that this might be the Thunder's best jersey ever.
Yeah.
Because it's gray and Thunder comes from clouds that are gray. So this is the first attempt they've ever really made to rep their Thunder.
Makes sense.
I like the Milwaukee one. Maybe I'm a little bit of a homer on that.
Yeah, you're a little bit of a homer on that.
But it's got something going on it.
And I like that Detroit, you talked about that a moment ago, just kind of blew up their color scheme and they went to this. I don't know if they've ever had a green jersey back in the day.
Maybe on St.
But I
Patty's Day.
like that it's just completely new and
they went for
it's
it.
interesting. I like the font. I like the color scheme, the color together, the piping on the side looks cool. So I'm with that jersey. What's your low? Is your low Clit?
Well, design wise, I don't hate it. It's just the CLT that they're going with that I really hate.
Yeah, and what's the one with the flower? You told me
that's Golden State.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
It's kind of like
that's weird.
A little yellow flower in there. I mean, the Lakers one is very uninspired.
Yes.
I mean, some of them are just so bad that they're not like Toronto's. I feel like they've had that already. The Utah Jazz is basically just going with a throwback, which I don't hate.
No, I'm with that.
I mean, that's good.
And I like Houston's the same thing. It just looks like their old jersey.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know exactly what's shifted. Maybe the font is slightly different. I'm not up on the Houston Rockets jerseys, but I love that. I love that jersey.
Cleveland didn't put a lot of effort into their jersey as usual. Their regular jerseys stink, and this one stinks too. They're going with the land, but in a terrible font that's hard to read and like a sand and.
Oh, that's the one I couldn't see.
Yeah, it's just.
Well,
awful.
I mean, anything is an upgrade from their jerseys this year. I actually really like Sacramento's too. I like the gray with the purple siding and the purple outline. It looks cool. It looks clean.
That's based off the fact that they were going to move to Anaheim at one point 10 years ago.
Really?
And somebody fought to keep them in Sacramento because they were going to get moved down there and called the Royals.
Oh.
And, they stayed there instead. But it's kind of based on that idea.
Nice fact. Good fact.
Yeah, it's fun to read the facts of why they come up with the jerseys. Sometimes it saves them just a hair.
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Because honestly, the description of the kingdom and stuff all of a sudden makes you go, wait a minute, this terrible jersey now? You're telling me it's not a story that makes this seem good.
Yeah.
But it's not. But I like the story you're beginning to tell. I'll wait till you get a few pages in, and then maybe maybe in a couple of years the Kingdom jersey will look better.
For sure. So what did you think, ladies and gentlemen? What do you think about our Kingdom Edition jersey, our City Edition jersey? Are you pro, against? Are you going to grab one or not? And what are your highlights and lowlights from the jerseys across the league? All right, we did a little bit of this just a moment ago. We put the Orlando Magic medical staff on trial. But Peace, you found a couple other posts that you wanted to highlight here.
Sure did. We got Mr. Jeff Weltgod checking in. And he writes, every injured Orlando Magic player is looking healthy AF on the bench. Absolutely 100% true. Now, I understand it's easier to look healthy when you're on the bench, just popping up and watching the game, Look, but it's hard to stop missing all the times the guys hop up super fast or are helping guys up off the court. And it's like, you want me to believe these guys are injured or not? Because like you're really hurting the case with the frequency I see them moving here, and then I see all these videos of them playing in the practice facility, and they're looking great, and I'm just like, when somebody looks great somewhere and I don't see them playing like within a week, I'm just confused.
Yeah.
So I'm like beyond confused at this point. Yachty then checks in and says, as I look at the stats, I wonder if Jeff and John truly believe this is the way. A little bit disrespectful to ask fans to pay good money to go to Amway when the coach decisions and product on the court is this bad. Then to top it, zero update on injured players. Pathetic. Yachty pulling no punches here.
Yeah.
Just going for it.
I feel like
He
that
is
was like a
angry man.
post-loss tweet. Like he was like, I'm going to let him have it right now.
But it's, you feel it.
Yes.
And there's parts of that I think we would all identify with, and maybe parts that were like, but it's there. All these things have validity. That's why he can put them in a tweet, and we're going to put it on the show because there's something behind all this, something fishy. As Judge Peace recommended, we look into this more. Something's up. I've been a sports fan for a long time. Probably, I've been alive 43 years, but probably wasn't paying attention until I was like 7 or 8.
Right.
I have never heard a lack of a injury update by any team in any sport more than this. Now, I know people used to crack on the New England Patriots for not giving out their things week to week about who was injured, and then they'd always put people on the doubtful list and stuff, but you'd get some updates during the week about how people were doing.
Yeah.
This one, it just seems like, oh, they're always this far away, or oh, they're always this far away. It's like we're perpetually driving towards something that we never get to.
Yeah.
And at a certain point, it's the boy who cried wolf. And I'm like that at this point where I kind of don't believe anything that they're saying. And I wonder if this is part of the deal with the Advent Health Center.
Is that we'll perpetually give them clients?
We'll give them clients.
Yeah.
And we'll give them.
We'll always have injured people for you to look after.
I don't think it'd be that hard for them to get somebody to be the face of this, to, come out and say, this is what's going on.
Yeah.
And just be honest. If you tell me someone's not going to play for 2 months, I will forget about it.
Yeah.
But if you tell me they're close and hopefully we'll see them soon, and we know how long it takes to come back roughly from certain injuries, we start to question. So just end the questions. Wouldn't you want that? This shouldn't be the narrative around this team.
Yeah, I feel that. I see both sides of this, but I am getting damn frustrated. I'm getting frustrated with the whole entire conversation, both sides. And I'm just at the point where it's like, I'm adjusting my expectations. I'm not expecting to see any of these guys necessarily on the court.
Sure.
And I'm just, every game, I'm done. If you hear me, let me know in the comments, all right? If I use injuries as an excuse at all, let me have it in the comments, please. Because I'm just going to say, this is our team. Whoever's on the floor, this is our team. Much like beginning of Dallas game at the beginning of our live stream, they've just got to win. These guys, this is our team, and they've got to win. We can't continue to hope and pray that someone is going to save us. It's like a victim mentality that we've been talked into as Magic fans over the past 2 years. It's like, woe is me. We've had so many injuries yeah, I know. But at what point, and I think this is kind of what Yachty was getting at what point is the onus just on the front office say, bring some healthy guys in. We just need guys to play.
Right.
Can we get some guys? Can we have a roster that is capable of playing basketball for extended periods of time, and a coach that's like having consistent rotations because we have consistent guys that can play and don't continue to get injured? And so I'm done with it. I'm done with it, Peach.
All right.
And maybe I'll think of some, abbreviation that I can use instead of bring up injuries. I can maybe work this in. And I'm a little late to the party here, but O-Town Magic Memes posted this maybe a few weeks ago. PSA to all parents. Is your child texting about the Orlando Magic? Here are some helpful codes that you can decipher. BRB actually means Bomba Rebound, bro. TFW, thankful for Wagner's. POV, Paulo over everything. W2F, where thy faults. OMW, oh my Wendell. NGL, no, Gary's leg. CTA, call the Admiral.
I mean, look, if your child's texting about the Orlando Magic, you have to make sure that you do something about it. You need to know what your kids are up to.
Yeah.
If they're talking about OTAs, it had better be about Okiki turnover again.
I don't know what some of these abbreviations even mean, like TFW. I'm not sure what that is, or CTA, but whatever. I like where you went with that.
Buses, I think.
I like where you went with that. OMG, I'm on my Orlando Magic grind.
Okay.
Or maybe the OMG is the Orlando Magic GOAT, perhaps.
Maybe.
LOL. Try to lay off losing, gentlemen.
Lay off losing.
Lay off losing.
LOL.
LOL. Or if you're
that could be followed by LOL, the original.
Yeah, or if you're really having a good time, you're laughing hard. LMAO, normally.
Great band.
Yeah. Leave Markel alone, office. That is the front.
Wow.
And let him play.
I think it's time to move to the next one.
Okay. Well, it's been a lot of show, and we haven't talked much about Paolo Banchero. So this post is from the 6-Man Show. They write, "This kid is keeping me alive," retweeting a post from NBA on ESPN. Despite the loss, Paolo Banchero going for 33 points and 15 rebounds in a game. He is the second teenager to do so in NBA history. And, he very much, Paolo has been one of the huge bright spots that has been giving me life. Even in these losses, I'm still very hopeful that we have a guy who is looking like he can be a superstar.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's really worried that we better start winning or Paulo's going to want to leave. I think Paolo understands when you're drafted number 1, you're going to a team that did not win a lot of games.
Yeah.
I don't think his expectations are we got to win 35 games this year. I think his expectations are let's have a nice season in the league. Maybe I'll be the rookie of the year and take the next steps. He seems like somebody who's bought into what's happening. So I don't think it needs to happen this year or he's going to boycott the team and not play or pull some of that stuff. He doesn't seem like that kind of young man. So I would worry a little bit less about that. He's out there balling. He's doing his thing. It's bringing other people's games up because they want to play at that level. They want to rise up to that, and it's going to happen. So
yeah,
from that standpoint, it is a pleasure to watch him. It's not keeping me alive, but it is definitely installing more hope than it was last year. Because there's another piece of this. The flower is growing higher up now with him there, and it's nice to see ESPN and Fox Sports and they're covering our doings. You know what I mean? It is noteworthy and mentioned, and it's been so long since the national media has even breathed word of the Orlando Magic that it's disgusting, honestly.
Yeah.
And so it's just good to have that door pried open by Paolo Banchero.
He took a crowbar to that bitch. Yeah. He definitely got it open. I mean, I think we've talked a lot about what he brings to the table. He is clearly the guy. His usage rate is in the top 5% in the league, meaning that on a possession, Paolo either ends the possession by a shot, free throws, turning the ball over, or assisting. So he is a focal point of the offense. It's going to be interesting. Oh, wait. I was going to say to see what happens when Markelle Fultz comes back, but I just said I'm never going to talk about those people until they're on the court.
You're not going to be able to do this.
I'm trying, man. I'm
Because-
trying out here.
I know for a fact he's not, because it's something coming up later in the show.
I want to bring some more stats in, Pish.
Oh,
And I know it's early, so
Right
just,
now?
Yeah, right now.
okay.
Just to talk about Paolo and just how prolific he is in what he's been doing and getting to the line. I mean, some of his offensive he needs to increase his efficiency, his three-point shooting. That's going to continue to get better. But something that he's already top 10%, top 5% in the league is how many of his shot attempts is he fouled on? He's fouled on 18.5% of his shots. Pretty much a fifth of his shots, he's drawing a foul.
Without having to whine for the call.
Right. Yeah. No, because he's tough. He's going up, full body grown man, even though he's only 19 years old, and taking contact. And he's not the type of guy that is just looking for the contact and I'm going to get fouled and where the shot goes, it really doesn't matter. He wants to finish the shot.
Yeah.
He wants the and one. He's in the top 10% in that. So it's just very heartening to see what Paolo is doing. And I hope he's playing tonight against the Suns.
I thought of an inappropriate joke I'm not going to say on the show. So.
Okay. Well, off air. Maybe for an outtake.
Yeah.
Do you want to say it now and I'll put it in the outtakes? Which you got to get on the Patreon to see?
Hey. Yeah. Paulo finishes so well. I hope his girlfriend's on birth control.
That should be in the show, man. I don't know. That's been Social Media Roundup, ladies and gentlemen, at _cousins. If you see anything out there that you think is interesting, insightful, or just downright hilarious, make our jobs easier. Send us an @ and it'll get on the show. Who knows? And now, it's time that you've all been waiting for. The Court Cousins Championship.
We have applause.
I know, but I want to do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, Court Cousins Championship. Every episode, we do 4 wagers, 8 total wagers, so 2 episodes of wagers to decide who gets to rock this puppy for the month. Let's run down our bets from last round. So we said 30-point games for Paolo. You set that line at 1.5. I took the under. I didn't think he was going to get the 30 points. He got 2. Pish won that bet.
I got to say, I was amazed at that one.
Yeah.
Because he only played, if I had told you he was only going to play 5 of those 6, you definitely wouldn't have taken it.
No,
So
I'm
pleasantly
happy.
surprised.
I'm happy
both
to
of
lose
us.
that one.
Yep.
I had a big man shit wager, WCJ, to go under 10 rebounds a game. He went under 9.7, which Pish took, so Pish won that one as well. The Bol Bol train. Did it continue to roll? It did. Does Bol go over 10 and 6 in the stretch of games? I took the over. He averaged 12.7 and 6, so I won that one. But it was the only one I won, Pish, because the Vunder kid went off. And I set the line at over-under 16.5 points per game in the next 6 games. You took the over. He's been at 20.8. Franz doing his thing. So you again took 3-1, spanking me 6-2 in this round of the Court Cousins Championship. And now, this beautiful baby, I must transfer it over to you, sir. Congratulations.
It's good to have you back.
It's been a while.
It was a long, cold summer without you.
Yeah.
But it's good to have you back. Much like last season, you had it at the beginning. I took it from you and held it for most of the season, and then you took it at the end for the off season. But this season, we will sustain.
Oh, really?
Because I'm smarter now. Last season, I made a lot of frivolous bets, not thinking, putting up ideas that really didn't benefit me at all and were just for fun.
Okay. No fun
I've
anymore.
been more strategic now. I've come out of the gates with fury, as you'll see in the goofy ones that I set you up with this week. But
Yeah.
it's good to be the champ again, as always, and good to have Goldie back on this side of the room. And I'm excited to display it proudly over here.
It's cute that you have a name for it. All right, let's get on to these bets. Let's see how strategic you were exactly, Pish, in this set of bets. So in the next 6 games, we're playing the Suns, the Hornets, the Wolves, at Chicago and at Indiana twice. I'm going to start it off, Pish.
Mm-hmm.
You have, constantly encouraged me not to bet on Chuma's over in points.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to make you make a choice. Chuma, in his past 6 games, is averaging 6.8 points. Will he average 7 in this next stretch of games.
Yeah, you put this one on here just to make me mad.
I
That's
know.
fine, because you're angry that the belt's over here. So
Yeah, I am.
I'll let you have this moment.
Okay.
I'm angry that we're talking about Chuma and points in any way, to be honest. I'd almost rather talk about injuries more. You know that I'm going to want to take the under on whatever line you set.
I know.
So you're going to set it in a
Set it
weird
very
spot
low.
that benefits you.
Yeah.
So you're setting it at 7.
I mean,
There's no way he averages 7 over 6 games. Like, he'll probably have a game where he'll get a double digit in there,
yeah.
but he's not going to average more than 7.
Damn it,
So
I
will
should have set it
take
lower.
The under.
All right. All right, Peach is taking the under. What do you have for me,
Well, don't say
Peach?
damn it yet. They haven't played the game.
I know, but I just don't feel good about it. I was wondering how low I could go with that. I was thinking about just doing 6.5. Would that have made it any more difficult for you?
I will never know.
Yeah.
And then so the Magic have stunk in third quarters this year, like really badly.
Yes.
But if they play well in the third quarter, we can get W's.
Yep.
I see some games that are winnable in this next 6-game stretch.
I do too.
So I'm setting this line a little higher than I might normally. Will we win at least 3? Oh, I'm setting the line at 2.5.
So it needs
for
to be 3.
wins of 3 quarters. So it's either 2 or 3, probably.
Yeah. I'm going to be optimistic Magic fan. I'm going to say over.
So going to say over. Okay.
Yep. I'm going to say over.
I think you're in good shape there. I think we could do it in 3 games easily.
We'll see. We'll see.
I think that
It's
line's
tough.
a good
I mean, there's obviously 3 winnable games on here. The Hornets and Indiana. The Timberwolves, while I thought they're going to be a great team at the beginning of the year, that Rudy Gobert experiment is not going well.
Not for Cat.
Not for Cat, but Anthony Edwards is pissed too because he made his money driving in the lane, and now he's got a freaking tower in there taking up the paint. So he's out of sorts. We could see some wins, more wins maybe than we think. We'll see. Okay, here we go. We talked about this in Cousins Court with Alan Anthony Peach. RJ's playing time. He's been averaging 16.7 minutes in the last 4 games he played. He also got a did not play. In the games he plays in this stretch, so DMPs won't count against this. They won't count as 0 minutes. Will he average 16 minutes played?
Gotta say, I'm amazed that his average is 16.7.
Yeah.
Because it feels like less.
It has been going down.
I don't know, man. It's tough to say. He should.
I agree.
But that's not the question here.
No?
It's will.
Yes.
I'm going to take the under.
Wow. Okay. Interesting.
And I'm upset about that.
Yeah.
I wish it would be more, but I'm just getting a vibe like they're trying to put him on the floor as little as possible.
Yeah. I don't think you're alone in that.
I don't feel comfortable betting the over a 6-game stretch on that many minutes per game because I know at some point in there's going to be a 5-minute game. And that's what worries me, or a DNP.
Well, DNPs won't count in this bet.
Okay. Well,
but he did get like an 8-minute game and a 7-minute game in the last stretch.
Yeah. But I'll stick with what I said, but that does change a little bit.
Well, I said that. I said that, Pish. All right. You're up next.
All right. So I'm going to set this one. This is going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
We just talked about this as well in the Cousins Court.
Yeah.
Lies told by the magical medical staff in the next 2 weeks. I'm going to set the line at 4.5. No, I'm just kidding.
How many lies?
We're not doing that because there's no way to prove it yet.
We've got someone on the inside.
But I am going to make you, unfortunately, talk about the injury thing again. Just a skosh.
Okay.
Because I'm going to say Fultz, Isaac, Moritz, Cole, Gary Harris. Total games played by any of them in the next 6. I'm setting the line at a hearty 1.5.
No, I'm sadly just have to take under immediately.
Assuming no one plays.
Yeah, I don't think any of these guys are going to play in the next 6 games.
Yeah, I almost set the line right at 0.5.
Yeah.
Because I could see Moritz just kind of coming back into the fold.
That last
randomly.
game, yeah, one of those indie games or something.
Why not?
Yeah, I mean, we have heard mum from what's going on with Moritz's ankle.
Yeah.
We thought it was a sprained ankle.
We're so busy worried about everybody else that no one's wondered, like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That's why there's so many questions that the better bet might have been, what is going on with the lies? Because there's just keep it real with me. That's all I want.
And I don't think that's too much to ask, Pish.
It's not.
Because you're an honest man, and for you to ask for honesty, it's not a big ask.
I give it in return.
Yeah.
Right here on the show. Whether I like it or not, I tell it to you. And I'd appreciate the same.
Well, thanks so much, everybody. We're don't quite go anywhere yet because the large ending's coming around.
Easy.
What?
Big fella.
What happened?
I'm just saying, hang in there.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Tell him to calm down, like the horse that's going all wild Bronco on us. Easy, big fella.
Before we get into our large ending, another shout out to all of our all-stars and second cousins. Rafael Perez, Bedhead, Wally Akbar, Al, Bernie Pichet, Matthew Bell, Dan Young, Gloria and Damien, Yadi, Connor, and the Polish Wonder. If you can, check out the goals we have on Patreon. If you can help us meet them, that would be fantastic. If not, no worries. It doesn't cost anything to like and subscribe on our march to 1,000 subscribers.
The march is on.
And also, if you comment on this video and you're already subscribed, you get entered to win that nice hat and those 34 cards curated by Peach. Here we go, Peach. Are you ready?
I'm prepared. Let me put my belt down for this.
Okay.
It's heavy. It's heavy. I forgot,
Okay.
forgot
You don't
the
need
weight.
to. You don't need to rub it in, man. It's gone. I'm sad about it.
All right.
Cue the music. The Grizzlies, Desmond Bain was fined $15,000 for kicking a ball into the stands as he was very angry about them losing. What's the most expensive fine you've ever had, Peach?
Probably the time I got arrested in Massachusetts, but that's a story for another day.
Oh, on the Patreon.
Hey, we're halfway through the football season. Who you got in the Super Bowl?
I mean, I got to go what's best for the show. Bills, Cowboys.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
about
My
that.
Cowboys versus your Bills. That would make for some nice drama.
Completely dismissing the undefeated Eagles.
No, well, I'm never going to put the Eagles in the Super Bowl. Are you kidding me?
Fair enough.
All right. AEW, I know you're a big fan. Max Caster, and I actually saw this with you, came out and he raps before every match that he has. He threw a lot of shade on Kyrie and Brady. Who do you think right now is a sports figure that deserves the most shade?
Probably.
It can be
Kyrie,
now.
Probably Kyrie. I
Yeah.
think that's why he's
Well, he's
selected
getting
him.
it. He's getting it.
Yeah, he's getting it, but he's getting it for some reason.
Yeah, I think it's a little overblown at this
It
point,
is a
honestly.
little overblown, but he
Yeah.
definitely could have put. This is like his house was on fire, and like it's not a huge deal,
Right.
But like he could have put it out.
He could have had the extinguisher. It was just the oven. He could have extinguished it out, but he's like, nah, I'm going to let the bitch burn.
I get it. There's a little
Yeah.
bit of free speech in there, and I want to say what I want to do it, but it's like, hey man, just
mea culpa. I'm sorry.
just put it out.
Yeah.
You got Friendsgiving coming up tomorrow here at the house. What's your favorite Thanksgiving side dish? This is.
It's got to be. I mean, I
hotly
think you
debated.
do you know. I think you should know where I'm going with this.
I think I know where you're going.
It's got to be Grandma's mashed potatoes. Rest in
potatoes,
peace, Grams.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean those things were buttery and delicious.
I'd be interested to know what everyone else's are. Throw them down in the comments. Are you sweet potato people? Where you at? It's different per area. Some people put mac and cheese.
Yeah,
That's
that's a
not
good
part
one.
of our Thanksgiving.
No, it wasn't, but it is going to be a part of the Friendsgiving. We talked a lot about injuries on this episode. Sorry, maybe it's the injury episode. What's your most memorable injury, Peach? Have you sustained a lot of injuries? Is one that sticks out in your mind?
I haven't had a lot of injuries, but I know I've had a couple of concussions.
Yeah, I'm diagnosed.
One was a professional wrestling chair shot gone wrong, and the other one was during a football game. And during both of them, I was just in all my glory. So it was totally worth it. I got to ask you, as the last question,
Yeah.
what came first to you, chicken or egg?
Egg.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, dinosaurs laid eggs.
Right. And then the chicken evolved.
From
the egg.
Can't believe we've ever debated this.
Yeah.
I wanted to get it out here on the show.
There's been a lot of debate on this show. Again, thank you, Al and Anthony, for coming by and debating some topics with us. Let us know how you feel on the issues that we've talked about in the comments.
Yeah, are you team chicken or egg? Let's go.
Make sure to look out and subscribe for our live streams coming soon. Check out the recaps. And we'll see you on episode 33 in a little while. Peace out.
Thanks for coming.